We trust our freezers to keep food safe, believing that with the push of a button, our hard-earned harvests and groceries are protected for months on end. But this sense of security is more fragile than we realize, resting entirely on a steady flow of electricity. A sudden storm, a blown fuse, or even a brief power outage can turn a freezer full of food into a ticking clock, risking hundreds of dollars and months of effort in a matter of hours. Our dependence on electricity has replaced old skills with convenience, leaving us vulnerable when the grid fails or technology falters. The Amish and others who live close to the land avoid this risk by relying on time-tested preservation methods passed down through generations. Their pantries are lined with colorful jars of meats, vegetables, and fruits, each one a testament to self-reliance and none of them dependent on a power cord. Hams and bacons hang, cured and smoked, ready to eat at any time, preserved by skill and tradition rather than modern machines. Their food security is built on knowledge, careful planning, and hands-on skill, not a power cord or a digital display. This approach is about true resilience, storing food in multiple ways so that no single point of failure can ruin everything you've worked for. Some foods are kept cool in a spring house, others are canned, some are dried or cured, each method chosen for its reliability and suitability. This layered strategy means true security, one that doesn't depend on luck or the latest technology, but on wisdom and preparation. It's not just about storing food, but about preserving it in ways that can withstand any uncertainty, from power outages to natural disasters. The Amish show us that real food security comes from self-sufficiency, practical knowledge, and a deep respect for tradition, not just from technology. For most people today, meat arrives in tidy, shrink-wrapped packages from the store, ready to cook and eat with little thought about its origins or what it took to get there. But for those who raise livestock or hunt, the experience is entirely different. Instead of a steady supply, they face a sudden, overwhelming abundance, an entire animal all at once demanding immediate attention. One animal can yield hundreds of pounds of fresh meat, and every bit must be processed and preserved quickly before it spoils. The clock starts ticking the moment the animal is harvested. Freezers fill up fast, and without careful planning, the rest risks going to waste. The challenge is not just abundance, but managing it wisely. Before the age of refrigeration, every family faced this crisis at least once a year. Their survival depended on their ability to preserve meat using time-honored skills passed down through generations. The Amish still honor these traditions today. On communal butchering days, neighbors gather together, each person with a specific role, working side by side to process and preserve every part of the animal. The process is highly organized and requires skill, with detailed plans made well in advance of the harvest. Every step is mapped out to ensure nothing is wasted. Cuts are carefully sorted for canning, curing, or sausage making. Even the smallest scraps are put to use, reflecting a deep respect for the animal and the food it provides. Fat is rendered into lard for cooking, and bones are simmered into rich, nourishing broth. Every part finds a purpose. Through this effort, what could have been a crisis of excess is transformed into a pantry filled with preserved meats and homemade foods, ready to sustain the family through the year. It's a beautiful example of how skill, tradition, and community come together to create true resilience in the face of abundance. The harvest is more than just a moment of plenty. It's a year's worth of security, comfort, and peace of mind for the entire family. The Amish show us that with careful planning, tradition, and a strong sense of community, abundance never has to become a burden. Their methods turn a single day's hard work into lasting food security, preserving not just meat, but a way of life. The pressure canner is the Amish's secret to shelf-stable meat. Unlike water bath canning, pressure canning reaches temperatures high enough to kill dangerous bacteria in low-acid foods like meat. The process is simple but precise. Cut meat, pack into jars, add salt or broth if desired, seal, and process under pressure. The high heat makes the meat commercially sterile and safe for years at room temperature. As the canner cools, a vacuum seal forms, protecting the food. The result, jars of beef, chicken, or pork ready for quick meals, no electricity needed. Power outages don't threaten these supplies. Pressure canning turns perishable meat into a permanent asset. It's a skill that brings peace of mind and delicious meals no matter what happens outside. The Amish pantry is proof true food security is possible without a freezer. Before canning and refrigeration, salt was the key to preserving meat for months, even through harsh winters. This ancient method was a lifeline for families, ensuring they had food long after the butchering season ended. Salt curing works by pulling moisture from meat, creating an environment where bacteria and spoilage simply can't take hold. The salt acts as a natural barrier, keeping the meat safe and edible. The Amish, like many before them, use a careful blend of salt, sugar, and curing salts to coat every surface of hams and bacon. This mixture not only preserves, but also adds subtle sweetness and depth to the final flavor. Once coated, the meat is packed tightly in a cool, dark place, often a cellar or pantry, where the salt continues to draw out water, forming a brine that seeps deep into every cut. Over several weeks, the cure penetrates deeply, transforming both the texture and the flavor. The meat becomes firmer, denser, and develops that signature savory taste. The process is slow and requires patience, but it's essential for both safety and taste. Each step is done with care, often passed down through generations. After curing, the excess salt is gently washed off, and the meat is hung to dry. Sometimes it's even smoked for extra flavor and preservation. The result is firm, flavorful, preserved meat, ready for storage and use throughout the year, no matter the season. No refrigeration is needed, just knowledge, time, and a bit of tradition. This method kept families fed long before modern conveniences. Salt curing creates the classic taste of country ham and bacon, a flavor that's rich, deep, and unmistakably traditional. This tradition turns fresh pork into a long-lasting staple, transforming simple ingredients into something truly special. Learning to salt cure meat is a skill worth reviving for anyone seeking true food independence, self-reliance, and a taste of the past. After curing, Amish hams and bacons head to the smokehouse. Smoking adds flavor and another layer of protection. The smoke's natural compounds act as antimicrobials, creating a barrier against spoilage. Cold smoking uses cool, gentle smoke from hardwoods like hickory or apple, not heat. The meat hangs for days or weeks, slowly absorbing flavor and drying further. The result is a deep, smoky taste and a beautiful mahogany color. Smoked meats can be stored for months in a cool pantry. The smokehouse is where preservation meets culinary art. This slow process creates legendary flavor and lasting food security. The Amish smokehouse proves that patience and tradition yield the best results. Before electric refrigerators, people used the earth's coolness for storage. The Amish still rely on root cellars and ice houses, no electricity needed. Root cellars, dug into the ground, stay cool and humid year-round, perfect for storing vegetables, fruits, and cured meats. Canned goods also last longer in these stable conditions. The ice house, filled with blocks cut from frozen ponds, kept food cold through summer. Thick insulation and careful packing made ice last for months. This allowed milk, butter, and fresh meat to be stored safely. These methods used natural resources and ingenuity for reliable food storage. Root cellars and ice houses are timeless solutions for powerless preservation. They remind us that nature can be our best refrigerator. In a world of convenience, old food preservation skills seem outdated, but they matter more than ever. Relying solely on electricity for food security is risky. Learning canning, curing, and smoking provides a powerful backup plan. You don't need a farm. Many methods work in a modern kitchen or backyard. Each jar or cured cut is a step toward independence. Preserving your own food means knowing exactly what's in it. No chemicals, just real ingredients. The satisfaction of eating what you've preserved connects you to the land and to tradition. These skills are practical, empowering, and worth passing on. Teach your family and friends. Keep the knowledge alive. True food security comes from skills, not stores. The Amish show us that resilience is built on knowledge and community. Let's preserve these traditions and our food for the future.